Hey guys, it's Devin here with the House Hacker Tribe, and today we're going to be going over my number one tip for finding your first tenant. Now, there are a lot of things that we will cover in this video, but there is a one commonality thing that we will tie into all of these things. And so this is going to be a little bit different of a styled video. We're going to do this all in one take with no editing. So let me know in the comments if you like this style of video. My video editor cannot edit the videos for the next few weeks. So during this series, it's just going to be very raw. So let me know if you like it. So jumping right into the content, what is my number one piece of advice? My number one piece of advice, whether you're finding a roommate, a single family tenant, or just anything in general, is to focus on some kind of commonality between you and your tenant. And this is so important. I personally look for a tenant with goals and drive that are similar to mine. So for example, if they are trying to get ahead in life financially, that is great for me because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to create a business. Creating a business is insanely hard. Being an entrepreneur is not easy. It is an absolute roller coaster of a financial experience. And so getting ahead in life definitely helps me with that journey of being a business owner. So I look for someone who has maybe paid off a ton of debt. And what they're looking for is they're looking to reward themselves after paying off a ton of debt. Or maybe they're a student, right? When I was a student and living in college, I looked for roommates that were also students. Now, some people might say, hey, look, you're practicing a discriminatory behavior, but there's nothing wrong with providing student housing. Actually, student housing is very easy to advertise for. You just post a flyer on the college campus, and most of the people that are calling you are going to be students or parents of students that want a place for their student child to live in. So great ways to advertise for something that has a commonality. Now, can you go too far with this and violate any anti-discrimination rules? Absolutely, and I do not recommend doing that. Don't do anything that is discriminatory in nature or anything like that, but finding a roommate is actually a lot easier than finding a tenant for a single family residence. A single family residence is going to be a lot more expensive, which means the finances involved are going to be a lot stricter. And so in order to find that good tenant, you're going to need so many more applicants, and you're going to need to advertise that way more than finding a roommate who's renting a room for $400, $500, or $600 a month. $600 a month is so much easier to qualify for that the financial qualifications should be a bare minimum in any tenant relationship. So finding those higher level things should be way easier to advertise for on a roommate side rather than on a tenant side. So understand that you're always going after profitability first. Because if you don't have profitability, then you cannot have sustainability. And if you don't have sustainability, then your tenants and your customers will suffer. So how does this tip also help your customers? Well, if you understand that, hey, look, I want a great place to live in, and I want to provide a house for other people that want a great and safe place to live in, then provide that great and safe place to live in, and guess what you will attract? You will attract people that want a great and safe place to live in, and you just find the person who just fits that the best. Now, what if you're a person that says, man, I really hate overpaying for housing. I want the cheapest place to live in possible. I want to utilize creative government grants. I want to use student loans. I want to use whatever to make sure that my living situation is paid for outside of having to work because I'm a student or whatever's going on in my life. Well, hey, look, find roommates, tenants, or other things like that that are also in a similar situation. Maybe you're a Section 8 housing expert and you understand what these people need, and make sure you create that common ground by understanding what they need and then giving them what they need. If you are, for example, a luxury aficionado, you might want to find a tenant or client base that is always attracted to luxury lifestyle and living, and that is going to create a commonality between you and your tenants. However, you're going to have to know how to cater to that lifestyle. So if you're focused on your customer because they have that commonality with you, it's going to be so much easier for you to attack that luxury market. So finding what you're going to cater best to and what you can actually provide to the customer will probably determine where you have commonality, and you won't have to pick anything weird. So don't make it weird. Don't do anything that's illegal. Just find that commonality and support your customer as much as you can and maintain some profitability, because if you don't have profitability, you cannot best cater to your customer. And if you have a happy customer, they're going to have no problem paying for you. So hopefully this was a great tip for you to find that commonality, and try not to overthink it. It can be something as simple as finding A student, if you're a student. Maybe you're a construction worker, you find another construction worker. Maybe you own a business and you find another business owner. I've seen artist communities where one person's an artist and they rent out to another person who's an artist. They don't live together, but they just understand that, hey, look, we're both artists. We understand what artists go through. And so there's that commonality of understanding that we're supporting other artists when we're renting from this person or renting to that person. So some great tips, great knowledge for you. Hopefully it helps you when you're finding your first tenant, and don't overthink it, have some fun with it, and definitely make it enjoyable, because if it's enjoyable, you'll be way more successful. So thank you and have a great day.